Right. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year to all of you that been watching us for all 2024. We really appreciate that. And I hope this year you continue watching us, listen to us, to all the information and everything that we have to give you this year. So if you find everything that we put in this podcast valuable for you, just hit that subscribe, follow us, ask questions and everything, and I will be more than happy to help you. With that said, Andy Gagliano from Gagliano Mortgage is with us again. And Andy, Happy New Year. Thank you for being with us. And how well you doing? How was your New Year?
Happy New Year to you, Tony. Yeah, everything's going well, and New Year was pretty well laid back, which is about the way I wanted it. And I have no complaints. We're ready to rock and roll right on through 2025 and get some people in homes and help people realize some of their dreams as far as building wealth and being able to pass that wealth on to their children and grandchildren. And so here and ready to help, ready to go.
Sounds like a plan, Andy, and definitely that's what we want to do this 2025. And I believe it's going to be a very, very challenging year. I think 2024 was challenging, but this year it's going to be a little bit more challenging. And I think we're going to have to be more proactive in educating people and showing them that they still can buy a property, that they don't have to wait. If they're ready, just do it. Very Nike commercial.
Yeah, you're right. There is no perfect time to buy a home. You just
Correct.
have to do it when you're ready to do it, and then say some prayers that rates go down and you can refinance and save yourself some money each month, and that home prices continue to go up, and that way you're building equity, building that wealth that you all want to build. And that's all we can do. When I bought my first home, goodness, 27 years ago, 28 years ago, I had no idea if home prices were going to continue to go up. I had no idea if interest rates were going to go down, but you just jump in and you go and you hope for the best.
That is correct. I mean, we never know what's going to happen, and I'm glad that you bring that subject in, because that's something that I wanted to talk today, and I wanted to emphasize to everybody. I mean, we talked through 2024 about interest rate, about the possibilities of buy now, that you got this interest rate, that you qualify, that you have a purchase power, that you can make the monthly payment, and if and when the interest rates go down, refinance. And still a lot of people is like, no, I'm going to be waiting for the interest rates go down. No, I'm going to be waiting for the interest rate go down. Guess what? I was checking to the interest rate and my jaw dropped. I wasn't expecting it. 7%, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to stay within the 6%, 6.2 to 6.7 in that neighborhood, but 7%. And I was reading today that it probably is going to stay like that for a little bit. And also something that I read today, the MBA, which I believe is the Mortgage Brokers Association, and Fannie Mae, they're making a statement expecting the mortgage rate to stay above 6% through 2025 due to a strong economy and possible rising inflation. So for those of you that thought that 2025 we were going to hit the 5% and you were waiting on it, I got news for you. If you qualify, if you get the money for down payment or whatever program you can get, and if you can make that monthly payment, wait no more. Call Andy Gagliano. Make sure he qualifies you, and we're going to put you in a home, because as you can see, we have no idea what's going to happen with those interest rates. What do you take on that, Andy?
My take is this. you could ask 5 experts on mortgage rates, on the economy, on finances, the financial markets, and you're going to get 5 different opinions about what's going to happen with rates in 2025. And, I will say 2024 was a great example of that, because in 2024, all the talking heads, all the so-called experts were saying, yes, rates are going to be lower. They're going to be down in the mid 5s. And, that's going to spark some interest in the housing market and blah, blah, blah. That never happened. It never
Correct.
happened. And so if you are basing an important decision in your life or an important decision about your finances, if you're basing that on what these talking heads are saying, all I can do is wish you luck. No one knows. No one knows what's going to happen. And it's just a matter of what you said is exactly right. We've talked about this before. If you're ready mentally and financially, go ahead and buy. Now, you tell me if I'm wrong, Tony, because you are the real estate expert more so than I am. But I'm seeing contracts come across my desk for people who are buying a home where they're getting seller concessions. They're getting the seller to agree to pay some or all of their closing cost. They're getting the seller to agree to come down in price on that property. And those are things that we have not seen on a broad scale in 5+ years, since before COVID.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to go out and do this. And, the other thing that I'll say is, personally, I think that we're going to see rates come down starting the end of the first quarter of 2025. The reason I say that is because I really don't think we're still getting honest economic numbers. In other words, the reports that are being released by our federal government, I don't think they're completely honest. And here's why. Let's take the jobs number or the unemployment number that came out this past week. So the number came out and it showed that the jobs market is much stronger than expected. And because of that, mortgage rates actually went up on Friday. So on first glance, when you are looking at those jobs numbers, the headline number makes you think that the jobs market's pretty dadgum strong. But when you get into that number and you start digging, you see that the medical sector is one, the healthcare sector is one of the sectors that showed the most gains in employment. The sector that showed the second most gains in employment is social services. The third sector is government jobs. So let's think about this for a little bit. If social services is a sector that is adding jobs, this is a sector that primarily helps people deal with problems.
Right.
A lot of those problems are financially related. Social services helps people to be able to find employment. They help people to be able to apply for government assistance. Maybe I'm lost here and I'm missing something, but if that sector is adding jobs, that's not indicative of an economy that's very strong. If the economy was super strong, like the numbers are saying it is, then those social services jobs should be dwindling down, and we should be losing social services jobs, but that's not happening. And so
Yeah, the numbers don't add up, and the logic doesn't add up either. It doesn't really make sense, And supporting what you're saying, the report that I got today, it say that unemployment claims fell to an 11-month low last week. But back to what you're saying, if that is true, so why the social workers, why those type of services, government services, are on the rise?
Right. Yeah. When the economy is good, generally people are happier. And if they're happier, they don't need social services. They don't need social workers for the most part. So that doesn't add up to me. I'm maybe I'm looking at this on way too small of a scale, and maybe I'm too simple-minded when I look at this. But one thing that I will say that is pretty obvious to me just from talking to employers across the country and in talking to people who are looking for jobs across the country is that the job market's not that great.
That is correct, and I agree with you 100%. And because I have talked to people in Nevada, I have been talking with people in Texas. I'm a member of NAREP, which is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, and nationwide, which is the second largest real estate association right after NAR. And we were discussing that the jobs and what kind of jobs they're talking about that have been created and why people, it just something doesn't add up. Now, what I see, we might have an improvement for what's going on in California. Unfortunately, all those wildfires and everything that is going on, destroying houses and everything, and putting my political views and my common sense views aside, if things are done right in the way that should be done, I think it's going to be an increase of construction jobs over there because they're going to have to rebuild. They're going to rebuild it regardless, and that's going to bring a lot of opportunities to people to that works on the construction industry, like what happened in Katrina. I remember when Katrina happened. Uh, Back then, I live in California. I had the opportunity. I got an offer, a job offer. I was doing some property management and construction management back then also, and I had the opportunity to fly to Louisiana and manage some constructions jobs over there because they were opening and they were needing people to work on construction. So we might see some relief on the work section because of what's going on in California, but still, right now, as we speak, it really doesn't make sense, all the numbers and everything that we've been seeing lately.
Yeah. Yeah. My heart goes out to those in California, but you also need to think about what just happened in Florida, in Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, with the hurricane that just went through there and how much damage was caused by that hurricane. And so there's going to be a lot of money put back into the economy just to rebuild those areas. And so there is hope, and I don't want this video to sound all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
What I'm doing simply is saying things don't quite add up. And just like you're saying, and I think at some point in the not too distant future, we're going to start to get some honest economic numbers come out. And, someone may say, well, why would the administration even lie about or not tell the entire truth about the jobs market and weakness in the economy? And, I think that a lot of that stems from a legacy. We have someone in office who's been a public servant for 50 some odd years. And what should his legacy be? Well, to me, it should be the truth. But I can see where others may say, hey, we want this legacy to go out on a high note. And so if that's the case, I hate that someone's cooking the books, so to speak, just to make numbers look better than they really are. We're all adults. We can handle the truth. Give us the truth and let us deal with it. And then that way we can work on putting things together to fix the problems and do things to move us all forward. So, yeah, I think I've probably beat that horse till it's dead. But
yeah, yeah, I'm on the lookout. Want to see what's going on the next 2-3 months. I think we will see some changes. I'm hoping for the best, definitely, especially with the interest rates. But again, my advice to people is, don't wait. Don't wait until the interest rates come down, because we don't know when that's going to happen. Prices are going up. And like you said, it's true. I've seen more sellers giving concessions, helping with closing costs. And you're right. We haven't seen that since the COVID days. I've seen some prices coming down a little bit, but it's not as a whole. It doesn't give you. We cannot say that we're going to change in the market. We're still in a seller's market as far as I see, because inventory is still low. And with the interest rate going up, prices might stay steady. If they go down, will be just a little bit. It really won't be a significant dent in the business. But if people really want to buy, it's just take the opportunity right now. I keep repeating myself the same and same and same. And it's like, if you can make the payment, you can afford it, and you qualify, go ahead and buy now. Don't wait, because just as we started, we are on the 7% interest rate today. This is Monday, January the 12th. So we were expecting interest rate to be at least 6% a few months ago, but it's not. So waste no more time. Just give us a call Andy and ask him, Andy, what I need to do to get into a house. And believe me, Andy is very knowledgeable, been in the business for a while, and he can tell you if you can get in a house right now, or if we need to do some work or not on your finances, so you can get into a house before interest rate will probably go up a little bit more. Like we can get to the 7.3, So let's just take advantage of the situation of what's going on right now. And again, if you're able and capable to get into a house, do it. You can refinance later, and believe me, it's going to be much better.
Amen.
Yeah. So Andy, if people need more information and need to know how to qualify and everything, how can they contact you?
Yeah, so I can be reached at 205-979-4412. I'm at extension 1. How about
Perfect.
you, Tony?
Well, after you talk to Andy and he give me the green light, we're going to start looking for the perfect home for you at this time. You can call me at 205-370-3248. It's 205-370-3248. And my name is Tony Alvarez with Keller Williams. And remember, people, if you find this information important and if you enjoy it, just subscribe. Hit that subscribe button over there. You're going to be giving more information throughout the year, like we've been doing the past 2024. And, give us your comments, what you think of what's going on with the interest rate, what the situation looks like, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. So, Andy, again, thank you very much for being with us another week, and hope to see you next week, my friend.
Sounds great. Thank you, Tony. Have a great week.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.